During the first few weeks of January, we get to see some of the best high school players compete against each other in both the Under Armour All-American Game and the All-American Bowl game. It gives us a glimpse of the future when it comes to college football, and is sometimes the first time fan bases get to see their future players on a national stage. Through a two-part series, I will be talking about the histories of these games and what makes them different. Today, we will be talking about the All-American Game. The All-American Bowl is a high school football all-star game held annually at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, typically played in January. The All-American Bowl is played between all-star teams representing the eastern and western United States. The All-American Bowl was previously organized by AllAmerican Games, and in 2019, the game's broadcaster NBC Sports announced that it had acquired the game and its assets. The game was first played on December 30th, 2000 at Highland Stadium in Dallas, Texas. Then in 2002, the game was moved to San Antonio. NBC started broadcasting the All-American Bowl in 2004, and as a result, the game became a platform for participating college prospects to announce a verbal commitment to their future universities. Since the game's inception, attendance has risen from 6,300 people for the inaugural game in 2000 to a record 40,568 people in 2017. The 2018 game would be the last year it would be known as the Army All-American Game, as after 17 years, they decided to stop being the main sponsor. Army's marketing and research group spokeswoman Allison Betancourt told Express News, "It's just not the platform that it used to be, and so we're looking to innovate. We haven't really determined what all the programs will be in the fiscal year for the 2018 program, but at this point, we're not doing another large sponsorship like this." It had been Army's biggest recruiting and marketing event throughout that 17-year time span. In 2018, the Army spent $9 million to sponsor the game. The contest pitting East and West squads showcased some of the nation's most talented high school athletes, as well as band members and an honor guard. Rallies have been held every year at campuses nationwide, offering Army recruiters the chance to meet potential soldiers. Local All-Star contest, the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, also piggybacked off the All-American Bowl. The loss of the Army sponsorship brought questions about the future of the bowl game that had produced 16 Heisman Trophy finalists and 43 players on Super Bowl winning teams. All-American Games chairman Douglas Berman, whose company created and owns the All-American Bowl, said the game will go on and likely remain in San Antonio. The company enlisted the Fenway Sports Management Group, a marketing company that is part of the Boston Red Sox organization, to find a new title sponsor for the next year and beyond. He said the All-American Bowl contract with NBC runs through the mid-2020s. The game has 2 years remaining on its contract with the Alamo Dome, according to Michael Sawaya, the city's director of conventions and sports facilities. Sawaya noted that the game usually attracts about 5,000 visitors to San Antonio, has an economic effect of about $3 million, and accounts for more than 1,000 hotel room nights around town. A room night is a hotel room booked for at least one night. He also said it will be the same game with a different name. Some feared the game may move from San Antonio, but Berman believed San Antonio was the right location. On February 25, 2019, it was announced that the All-American Games had sold the game to NBC Sports Group for an undisclosed seven-figure amount. There were plans to leverage NBC's other platforms, including NBC Sports Network and Sports Engine, a provider of digital media service oriented towards the youth and amateur sports, as part of the promotion and coverage of the game. This purchase did not include other events owned by All-American Games, such as the FBU National Championship, a youth football event, and the FBU Freshman All-American Bowl, both held annually in Naples, Florida, which were sold separately to All-American Games Vice President Steve Quinn and partner Eric Richards. Hey you! Yeah, you! You were invited to both the Under Armour All-American Game and the All-American Bowl. Which game would you choose? Let me know in the comment section below. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it because it really helps the video in the algorithm. The All-American Bowl players are chosen through a national selection tour and associated combine. Mike Herndon from AL.com wrote back in 2013, the key, or at least one of them, is to act early. If you wait until a prospect's senior year, you may be too late. Identify the future stars, build a relationship, then follow them throughout their high school careers. And when time comes, hopefully they'll pick you. Trey Williams explained his decision to play in the Under Armour All-American Game over the Army All-American Game in 2013, saying, "They both invited me, but I got so much feedback on the Under Armour All-American Game that it's so much fun and it's also really competitive, and that was also the first one that offered me." The All-American Bowl is affiliated with 24/7 Sports, while the Under Armour All-American Game is linked to ESPN. These two events are viewed as the top 2 high school all-star games for football. Tong Luganbill, who was a part of the 3-person committee to select players for the Under Armour All-American Game, told Herndon, "The way I look at it, it's like colleges going out and competing, but instead of there being 30 of them, there are only 2. Luganbill said the name recognition of his game's alumni is its biggest selling point in attracting players. In particular, he said attracting Jones, Green, Daquan Bowers, and EJ Manuel in the game's first year in 2008 put the game on the map and established it as a competitor to the U.S. Army All-American Game, which began playing in 2000. All those guys were the high-profile premier guys for that class that year, and prior to us coming onto the landscape, we were selling a phantom product. When those guys put their faith in ESPN and Under Armour, put on a first-class event and first-class production, I think that's what did it. It resonated and it sent a message to the 09 and the 2010 class. All of a sudden, our job wasn't a tough sell. The selection committees need to develop relationships with these players a lot like college recruiters need to, and sponsorships may affect the decision." Herndon writes, "Each game has its pluses. The Under Armour All-American Game has attractions of being headquartered for the week of being located at the Disney-wide World of Sports facility." 4-star Georgia commit Nick Class, meanwhile, said the sponsorships played a role in his decision a few years ago, selecting the U.S. Army game, tweeting, "I'm sticking with the Army All-American Game, doing it for our troops. They make it safe for us to even play the game of football." Just like in college recruiting, some players can get offers to play in these games as early as 8th grade, which is wild. One of the selection members told AL.com, "I think 2014 running back Sony Michel kind of jump-started this trend when we were able to see him down at the East Bay Youth All-American 8th grade game 3.5 years ago. Sonny was invited in 2010. Since that day, we have invited over 60 players that were in that 8th grade game at some point before their senior seasons." Going into this year's game, some of the key players playing in the game include Marvin Jones Jr., Keontae Goodwin, Michael Williams, and Drew Aller on the East team, and Cade Klubnik, Josh Connerly Jr., Ty Simpson, and Raleek Brown on the West team. Other quarterbacks in the game include Devin Brown, Gunnar Stockton, and Sam Horn. Some commitments to keep a close eye on during the game include Trevor Etienne, Ernest Green, Kevin Coleman, Cyrus Moss, CJ Williams, along with others. The Army All-American Game should be a fun one to watch and could provide some excitement for the future of college football. But what do you think? Will you be watching any of these All-Star games? Let me know in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other videos right here. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.
Yeah,